Okay, beginning with Ivan Pavlov, one of his most significant works was that while he was studying the dog's digestive system, he discovered something very interesting. That is that there are some neutral stimulus, like for example, a bell, that when are paired with unconditioned stimulus like dog food, can create conditioned responses, like the dog salivating. It, what he did and what he tried to explain was that imagine you have a dog and you have a bell and treats. Uh, when you ring a bell at the beginning, the dog will not react because he doesn't know, it doesn't know what does the bell mean. But when you pair the bell with treats and the dog creates in its mind this idea that when it hears the bell, it will receive treats. Now when the bell is ringed, the dog will start salivating because uh, it will connect the two stimulus, the bell with food, and now the dog will think, I hear the bell, that means I will get food, and that's why he starts salivating. Why it was controversial? Because Ivan Pavlov made very unethical decisions at the moment of measuring the dog's saliva. For example, inserting tubes in the dog's body that drove the saliva instead of inside the dog's body to the outside to the labs, and this was not so ethical because he was damaging the dogs. Then what I think about this is that he made a very interesting discovering, because he discovered that humans can be, in a way, trained as dogs. We react to stimulus that create responses. Then with Sigmund Freud, one of his most significant works was the structural model of mind. That was firstly the ID that had the primal urges, like for example food, water, etc. Then the ego, the rational self, that wanted, for example, to follow the rules of something. For example, while the ID wanted candy, the ego wanted to follow a diet. And then the superego, that was the moral conscious, that is like in the middle, trying to make the decision of eating candy or following the diet. Why was his work very controversial? Because it was over sexualized, with children sexualizing with thoughts that weren't so ethical, and because it was biased against women. In one of the concepts was the penis envy, that tried to state that women were jealous of men because having a penis, that for me and for the 99% of society is completely stupid, and it's linked to the bias of the Vienna Victorian age back in Freud's time. Even though both scientists made errors, they both discovered very interesting things about mind and psychology. And that's it. Thank you.